If you want to be a warrior, then go to Sparta. If you want to seek knowledge, then go to Athens. I remember my high school history teacher telling me about that quote, a quote that stuck with me ever since. You see, in his classes I've learned that humans, mankind, are no stranger to embark on journeys. Journeys that back then were to fulfill basic needs. Those were foraging food, hunting, and to find shelter. But as time goes on, as the technology develops, those journeys are no longer just to fulfill our basic needs. It is to fulfill something that is deep inside us. And what is that? To be a part of something greater than ourselves. If you want to seek knowledge, then go to Athens. If you want to be a warrior, then go to Sparta. You see, back then, embarking on such journeys requires determination, grit, survival know-how. It is dangerous. And back then, the mode of transportation are limited. There were only horses and maybe camels. It is hard for us to justify leaving our home. And even crossing the sea was out of the question. Going on board on ships are usually reserved for either military or transporting good purpose. And even if you manage to get on board, which you need to pay quite a toll, remind you, it still takes quite a long time. And then came the Wright brothers. With their airplanes, it is possible for us to be more time efficient on our travel. Once airplane comes to our world, once it had been invented, it changed our traveling game. Yeah, sure, it was still limited as you need one way to let the airplane take off and land, and it was still expensive. But a century later, now airplane is a common way for us to travel. It is so common, in fact, that I live under an airport, and every 12 p.m. onwards, I could hear airplanes flying over my house, which, truth to be told, kind of annoys me actually. Imagine this, something that was done out of necessity, now it is done to entertain ourselves. Something that was done that requires determination, that requires commitment, and it was dangerous. Now it was comfortable, it was safe. And in fact, it takes such less time that now, today, it is possible to go to Singapore in the morning and come back to Jakarta at night. Technology has developed so far that made that possible. But sadly, nowadays, technology has come to a pause. The development of technology itself has come to a halt. Or you might say, but aren't there more bigger airplanes? Aren't there bigger ships now? And they're also more fuel efficient? Yes, you're right. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the mode of transportation itself. Just like when we unlock sea travel, just like when we unlock air travel, it is time for us to look at the future, to unlock a new mode of transportation. And what is that I'm talking about? Space. 31st of March 2022, SpaceX has finally launched their first ever commercial aircraft. It is a revolution. We have come to a new era. Why? Because Elon Musk, this founder of SpaceX, has a dream. He had one dream that will soon be realized if everything goes well, in just 4 years' time. And what is that? To go to Mars and colonize it. It is time for us, humankind, to evolve. It is already time for us, humankind, to finally, able to go to space, able to see what this world has to offer to us. Imagine this. You're going to a tourism, to Mars, spending time with your loved ones, spending time laughing, having fun in there, enjoying the gravity, seeing Earth from Mars. A view that I'm sure that none of you can forget. And once you go back home, once you go back down to earth, I'm sure that experience will change you. If you're just a child, you might develop a deep interest to space. You might want to be an engineer. You might want to be an astronaut. You have found your purpose. You're no longer going around, running around like a headless chicken, trying to find your purpose. You found it. You want to share the experience. You want to share how great this world has to offer. If you're already an adult, you may not be able to help people directly to experience what you have felt. You might not even be an engineer. But at least you know what? I believe that you'll try to do good in this world. You know that experiencing to go to Mars by yourself is something that is not able to be replicated. But you want everyone to enjoy something like that. That's why you start to be more positive. You try to help others. That is why technology is not something that is part of tourism, but is in fact an essential part of tourism. If you want to be a warrior, then go to Sparta. If you want to seek knowledge, then go to Athens. I remember my high school history teacher telling me about that quote, a quote that stuck with me ever since. Back then, human travel just to fulfill basic needs. But now, human travel to feel a purpose greater than themselves.